Good morning to you. Another week coming to an end, and honestly, quickly another month coming to an end. And so, uh, soon be soon be Christmas. So, hope you're getting ready. I hope you're ready again. Today is Friday. That you're getting ready for worship on Sunday. That you have a place to worship. If you don't, love to invite you to come and be with us at Poplar Grove. But if you have a church home, we want you to be there. We don't want to take you out of your church. But if you're looking for a place to worship, or if your church is well, I don't know how to say it other than if they're not preaching the word, if they're not being true to the gospel of Jesus Christ, we'd love to invite you to Poplar Grove. But otherwise, be in your church this coming Sunday morning. But in the meantime, get you a Bible and look with me in the 41st Psalm. Be picking up there today. And got a lot I need to say kind of leading in to this psalm. I don't think I've talked about it at all uh, up to this point, and that is the fact, and you may notice it if you look in your Bible, you most likely your Bible above the 42nd Psalm will say Book 2. And the reason for that is the first 41 chapters are considered to be book one. Then after that, the next about 30, 42 to 72, I think it is, are book two. 73 to 89 are considered book three. Book four is 90 to 106. And then book five is 107 through 150. That really, that and a dollar will get you a cup of coffee because it really doesn't mean a great deal. We don't know why they're divided that way. We don't know who divided them that way. It's not It doesn't have anything to do with chronology. It doesn't have anything to do with the author or the topic. The only reasonable guess that I have is that it was simply a matter of helping a person to find a particular psalm. And so, chapter 41 here brings to an end the first of the five books. The only other reason that many people point to for that division is that it patterns after the Torah. That there's five books in the Torah: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and so then there are five here, five books in the Psalms. And there's songs. It's not uncommon to see. You see it in church hymnals a lot of times. That I know there's a popular series of church hymnals, Songs of Inspiration, and you'll see Volume 9, Volume 10. It's kind of, I guess, in so many ways, what this amounts to. Probably more important is that this Psalm 41, is not just closing again the book, the first book of Psalms, but it is also closing kind of a mini series of Psalms, beginning in Psalm 38. We began the last four we've looked at, or these four are all um, written out of a time of discouragement and defeat for David. Again, we're not completely sure which event, whether it was Saul or Absalom or some other event. I would tend to think that it was written during Absalom's rebellion to look at what was going on here. What it kind of appears when you take all these psalms, when you go back and you read Samuel, you see how it appears that David had gotten that he was actually kind of two things maybe going on, that he was facing some type of physical ailment that really had him weakened and in all fairness, not doing his job as king. And it was during that, more or less, that absence of David while he was taking care of himself physically, that Absalom was able to sneak in and divert the people's attention and use that against David for his rebellion. And so that's kind of the background a little bit of what is going on in again all four of these psalms. I think that's safe to say. Again, I may be wrong, but that appears to be a good. Again, it fits. Contextually, it fits again what we read in other parts of the Bible, but I can't swear to that. I just tell you what it looks like. And again, this psalm is written to the chief musician, and I like these headings. I don't know really what where these come from. The headings over my computer Bible here, but it says gives for a heading for this psalm, God's care of the poor. Now, the word poor there in that statement, along you're going to see it in verse 1, doesn't mean poor as in finances. A better way of saying that would be God's care of the helpless, would be a more appropriate term here for what David is describing. And so David is going to tell us, I think, how we get mercy, how to have mercy when we're helpless, when we have nowhere else to turn, we have nowhere else to run to. And again, this psalm is going to be, you're going to see very similar and have some of the same themes as the previous three psalms. So let's pick up in verse 1. David says, blessed or happy is he that considers the helpless. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. And so David begins this psalm with telling us again how we obtain mercy. I think David, in all likelihood, was probably in maybe not a hospital bed, but was again very sick, facing some type of illness, adversity out of that he couldn't do anything about, and so he begins to cry out for mercy. And so what is the David's first lesson for us may go contrary to what we think. Blessed is he that helps the poor, because God will deliver him in the time of trouble. And so the first thing David tells us is be merciful, because one day you may need mercy. There are a lot of people in this world who could stand to hear that lesson, that when we help the weak, the poor, the helpless, ourselves, you never know when one day that shoe may be on your foot, and you may need the help of God. And so David says, happy is the one that considers or helps the helpless, because the Lord, and I'm inserting the word because there, because the Lord will help him in his time of trouble. And so it's very important for us to remember that verse. I think that's one that a lot of people in this world could stand to be reminded of. Is that to receive mercy we have to give mercy, and so then we move on in that verse, and then there is a promise there that we need to hear and be reminded of as well, and that is the Lord will deliver him in his time of trouble. That the Lord will deliver. That the Lord does again take care of his people. He takes care of those who, in this case, who have shown mercy themselves. He will show mercy. And so the Lord does take care of us. Again, we often use the phrase, you'll reap what you sow, in a negative term, that if we think of it as in if you're mean to somebody, so you get meanness back. Well, here David uses it the other way, that when we're merciful, the day may come when we will receive mercy as well, that the Lord will deliver him. And so we need to remember those two lessons in that first verse. Be merciful, because one day we may need that mercy ourselves. The Lord will preserve him, keep him alive, and he shall be blessed upon the earth, and thou wilt not deliver him unto the will of his enemies. The Lord will strengthen him upon the bed of languishing. Thou will make all his bed in his sickness. And so not only does he say that the Lord will deliver, but he says then the Lord will preserve, or in effect, he will have mercy, is what David is saying, that God will be merciful to those who are his children, who have shown mercy as well. No doubt David was at a point in his life where he was wondering if he was ever going to get better. We know, again, that this has been going on since the 38th Psalm, but David here is clinging to the idea that because he had been merciful, the Lord would preserve him and keep him alive, that he will be blessed, that he would receive blessings on earth, and that here's probably for David one of the greatest promises, is thou will not deliver him under the will of his enemies. In other words, God was going to protect him from being taken captive or held hostage, that his enemy was not going to be able to overcome and have victory over him, and that the Lord would strengthen him. That again is a straightforward statement that David was believing that God was going to get him out of this sick bed, and was going to take care of him, and he will strengthen him upon his bed, his sick bed, and that will make all his bed in his sickness. And so David is saying that God is going to take and bring him out of his condition here. And so these first three verses, again, I think are extremely important for us to stop and think about. God makes a lot. There's a lot there that it says that God will do. Deliver him in time of trouble, preserve him, keep him alive, bless him upon the earth, won't deliver him to his enemies, will strengthen him upon the bed of his languishing, and will get, basically that last statement of verse 3 is get rid of his sick bed. All of us love those statements. Man, that's great. That's exactly what we need in our time of trouble. Deliverance, preservation, keep him alive, bless him. We need all those things. However, there's a verse there's part of that verse we can't overlook. Blessed is he that considereth the poor. Before we can start counting our proverbial chickens, we need to go back to hatching some eggs here. And that is that we need to be merciful ourselves. And so my challenge to you today is that we go out and we live a life where we consider or we help the helpless. And that we sow what we would like to reap. And so today, this week, next week, I hope you'll keep that in your mind and think over that thought. And before you maybe say something or do something, that you would take this, be reminded of this verse, that the Lord considers, helps the poor or the helpless. We want to be delivered. We want to be preserved. We want to be kept alive. We want all those things David describes in these verses. But they all hinge on that statement: the Lord will bless those that consider the poor, help the helpless. That's extremely important in this day. Don't know what it may look like, buy food, whatever, but that we're merciful to those around us. Christians, believers, should be known for our mercy. That should be one of the characteristics that people see in our life and know about us. And so let's go out today and help the helpless, because we never know when we when you might be that helpless one. All right. Have a good day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.